Hi, this is David Gooding, former principal timpanist of the National Symphony Orchestra of South Africa, percussion lecturer at the University of Pretoria, and principal timpanist of the Gauteng Philharmonic. I want to talk to you a little bit today about the Majestic Harmonic series timpani. I just received a shipment of those for a local high school, and I was really impressed by their quality. And although Majestic has plenty of information on the web in terms of features and maintenance and things like that, I think one of the most crucial things people want to know is what do they sound like and how do they perform. So what I thought I would do is do a few little excerpts from the repertoire. Don't hold me to absolute accuracy on these because I'm just playing around with them more than anything. But I will highlight some of the features that impressed me about the Majestic timpani. First of all, the articulation versus ring time of the drums is really spot on. Now, for people who know a little bit about timpani, the kettle shape makes a difference in some of this, as well as other factors around the frame. But the Majestics get that balance just about perfect. And to illustrate that, let me play a little bit from Britain's Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. One of the problems with budget instruments is that sometimes they're a little bit choked in the lower dynamics, pianos in particular, and that can create problems. You have an attack, and only then do you have the ring kind of bloom. These Majestics, they speak very, very quickly with beautiful pitch focus and an immediacy of sound that's really pleasing as a player to experience. Here is William Schumann's New England Triptych, the introduction to the first movement, which is just timpani on its own, and it's really crucial that you have drums that sound their best. Another factor that's important and not always obtained with budget instruments is evenness of timbre across all dynamics. And that is really not a problem with these. I was really surprised and pleasantly so at just how even they are. Here's the solo from Intimate Symphonic Metamorphosis, and you can hear all the way from very loud down to soft. It's very even. All the drums speak nicely and evenly and with the same sense of timbre. One of the crucial factors in timpani playing is having fast pedals and accurate tuning gauges at your disposal for the more contemporary repertoire. The Majestics really hit it out of the park with this. The pedals are incredibly fast, and as a bonus, they are nearly as fast in the upper register, which is very unusual for a balanced action type of pedal. The gauges are very, very accurate, being directly connected to the spider. And yeah, I was very impressed with how easy it was to get comfortable with them quickly. Here's the famous passage from Bartók's Concerto for Orchestra that gets asked constantly on auditions. Another factor with budget instruments is what range do they have and how do they sound in the extremes. So for these Majestics, we'll take the 29-inch drum as an example. The Beethoven 9 Scherzo has the challenge of a low F on the 29, which in some budget instruments can just be, frankly, a pretty rotten note. And these, again, are incredibly focused for that type of range. So here is that famous scherzo. On the other side of the range issue is, do the drums have the range that's advertised and is it wide enough? And in fact, the Majestics, when I set these up, the ranges were actually wider than what they said, and this 29-inch drum easily went from playing this low F in the Beethoven to playing a high D for the Strauss Burlesque. Again, listen to the focus of these instruments. This opening is absolutely solo, and you need drums that speak and focus pitch with absolute clarity. And finally, another factor that you want to look at in a budget instrument is how well do they handle extremes of forte. So again, these really outperform the other instruments in their class. And to show this, I'll play the solo passage in the third movement of Mahler 4, which is with two sticks on the drums playing really loud. And it was a little bit too loud for this recording, so it does overplay a little bit, but you can hear that the pitch remains absolutely focused. And notice as well, I put the B on the 32-inch drum, and it absolutely does not fade flat off that note, again, which is a mark of how well the balanced action system on these drums works. It's absolutely fantastic. So in sum, these are one of the best, if not the best, budget instruments that I've ever played on. I'm absolutely impressed and very proud to have brought these out to South Africa. And if you are looking to acquire a set, I can recommend them most highly. Thank you for watching.